stuck here. The cops won't bother me. So I just got home, and you can see I got the new SH150i here. So this one's got 8,000 miles. It's quite a bit for a little scooter, but I think there's been some people online. I made a video about one of these a long time ago, and oh, this one gets really hot. I'm gonna have to replace that with a HID to keep it a little bit cooler. I think I'm gonna keep this one for a while because it is a pretty nice scooter. And it's very unassuming. That's what I like. When I'm riding, I don't want to call attention to myself. This is a 150, so when you look at that, that's a 500, and you just look at this massive transmission here, and you look at this. Look how tiny this thing is. Just absolutely tiny. So I've had quite a few scooters. This is my first 150. I had several 50s. I had 110. The 110 is actually a pretty good size. 500 is great for kind of getting rid of the larger touring bikes. You know, I don't really see a point of riding a 10-ray when you can have something like that. But I think for in town, I think I like this much more because it's so much more fuel efficient. That thing gets like 40 to 50 miles to the gallon. That gets 40 miles to the gallon. So those are gas guzzlers. I mean, that Echo gets 45 miles to the gallon. The Prius gets 55 to 60. So it's kind of ridiculous that these get worse mileage. But this gets over 70. And it is fuel injected. If you will look around, it's been down, so it's been laid over. It's got some damage. And it needs a little bit of damage there, but I think it's a cool style. It's got flat boards, which is exactly what you should want in a scooter. And then there's like these tar or whatever that happened. I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna have to check it out and see if I can remove it. It got it all over the bike. You have a dipstick here for checking the oil, which is so tight on there. These are your passenger foot pegs. The big downside of this bike is this. Underseat, very little underseat storage. You can't fit a full-size helmet here. It makes sense because this bike, the wheels are so much bigger, and then the engine's bigger, so very limited space. And then you have a crappy twist cap tank, and of course the tank is kind of high up, so it puts the weight a little bit high. But it's nice that they made the floor flat, otherwise the tank would be down there. And it's gravity fed, I believe, so you don't even need to have a fuel pump. But normally having the tank here is much better for handling. This bike handles more like a motorcycle as opposed to a scooter because of the large diameter wheels. It's got a single-sided rotor up front, and in the rear it's got a small, well, I guess it doesn't even have, I guess it's a drum brake. I never even paid attention to that. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have. That's kind of interesting. So it's a different type of braking system. I believe it's like the Honda linked system. It's got your tool pouch here, but very, very simple bike. And then you do have a goober bag that I'm not that big of a fan of goober bags, but they are extremely handy. It kind of makes a lot of noise going down the road, but it's a Honda goober bag. Oh, there we go. Gotta lock it. There we go. That's it. So this one you require a motorcycle license because it's a 150. You don't if it's a 50, but a lot of people can get away with riding these things on the road with a regular license because they look so cute. So let's go ahead and put it in there. So much easier to wheel around than the Kimco, and you do not have a kickstand, you just have a center stand. So I'm going to look over the bike because I want to be able to install a GPS. I think that's kind of important. This does not have a Kickstarter. If you got a 50, then you would get the ability of using a Kickstarter as a backup, but you most likely don't need it. Alright, Squids, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Oh, I hate goodbyes.